So I was playing this Blitzkrieg Commander II game, German assault on a town, adapting it from a scenario out of a board game, and it's not tripping my trigger. The scenario isn't. It's just an assault on a town, American paratroopers. So I thought, why don't I, well, I got the pieces out and I'm not going to finish the scenario. Anyway, why don't I just explain the Blitzkrieg Commander rules? Okay, I want to talk about Blitzkrieg Commander II. It's a what they call fast play tabletop wargame rules. And what I think they mean by fast play, how I interpret it now after playing a few games, is that the games will probably resolve in 2 to 3 hours if you go by their average size of like 1,500 points. But really fast play means that you can get playing pretty fast because there's not a lot of exceptions, there's not a lot of, I don't want to say not depth, but there's not a lot of little details in the rules. You can get playing pretty quick, and you can pretty much play from this quick reference sheet after reading through the rules a few times. I did create a kind of a secondary reference sheet, some of the things that I wish had been on the original one, and to help speed up play for myself. And then it also comes with a terrain summary sheet. So these 3 sheets here, and this Blunder sheet, fallback, retreat, testing for casualties, you can play the whole game after going through the rules a couple times, which is kind of nice. I've played ASL, Advanced Squad Leader, really great game, but you know, there's a lot of details, and sometimes it's nice just to be able to get out there and roll some dice. Great pictures in this book. So, for example, these are platoon or squad size. It's Americans, those are Germans. Then you have HQs. Whoops, I'll try to run maybe too close. HQs, and then this is what you have your CO. So you'll have, 1 to 3 of these on your typical battle size. Probably like 9 of these, depending on which battle you're fighting, plus tanks. And then you have a commander. So the big thing that the basic concept of this game is attacks, hits, and saves. So, for example, the infantry unit of paratroopers. Let's go through the stat line real quick. It's an infantry unit. It moves at 10 centimeters per turn, per command. It does no anti-tank capability unless it close assaults. It rolls 5 dice up to 30 centimeters. There's modifiers, like if you're half of that, so 15, you'd get 6 dice. If you're on a flank, you get another one, that'd be 7. When you're in close assault, you get to roll 5 dice. It can take up to 6 hits before it's knocked out. It has no save unless it's in cover, and it's worth 70 points. So this is a point-driven system, like a lot of games, Flames of War, many others. So if you wanted to, you can, certainly come up with a battle with what you've got, which I think is an advantage of point systems. Move away from the blurry. So basically, you'd roll those 5 dice. You roll the 5 dice. If you hit them on a 4, 5, or 6 in the open, then they take those hits. And then if they're a tank, they'd save. If not, they take the hits. So then let me go through the rest of the book real quick. It covers visibility rules. You can see some great pictures here to talk about the basics of the rules. The pictures are great. I think these are 10 or 15 millimeter models. Kind of the setup of a battle, sequence of play. They're scheduled, which is all your artillery and aircraft. Then your initiative. So if you're within a certain command radius of an enemy that you can see, then you can attack without any command. You can attack, you can go towards, or go away from. Command phase is you use the command value, like a 7 to 10 of your commanders. You roll the dice. It's like War Master. If you roll 2 dice, you get it or below, then you get a command. You can command as many times as you can beat that roll, with a modifier of -1 for each command in a turn. So you could command, I don't know what the number is, but a lot of times, possibly. You can also blunder, which is on So if you roll a double 6 on your command roll, then you get a blunder, like you can move towards the enemy or away, or artillery support, blunders, things like that. And then you have your end phase. So this is it describes the initiative phase. It's a couple pages. A great example of initiative using pictures and arrows. I think it's great. Talks about the command phase in 2 pages. And then in 4 pages, with great photos and different things that could happen, it commands you through a command phase. And I think 2 turns. It's great. Good examples. Movement, how the terrain affects movement and battle. The firing is in 2 pages. And then a nice, great firing example, as you can see. Infantry support weapons. Artillery support. You can do circle concentration or rectangular barrage. Modifiers, deviation, air support. Close assault, 2 pages. With, again, good pictures, different examples. Engineering rules, I've never really used much of those. Minefields, fortifications, built-up areas. There's lots of abstraction in this, but that's what makes it great. And then you can add details if you want. 15 different scenarios, from encounter to assault to bridgehead, battle of attrition. Kind of like, I believe, not that familiar with Flames of War, but sort of. And, you can use points and just come up with various things. If you want to do it that way, I've only played semi-historical scenarios, so I've never done that way. But to me it's great because points and those kind of scenarios are great when you're starting out. I didn't take advantage of this, but you can just play, If you have a small number of troops, then just get the points and go at it. Deployment rules, and then your army lists. I've kind of covered that a little bit, but it's just tactical doctrine, so it covers by various things. I said it's like almost 100 pages of lists. These are all on his battle groups program online, so you don't have to write these down or do the math yourself. It's got battle group restrictions, so you can't have like 50 tigers on your German army. It would limit it based on the date. It just covers everything. You can see there's so much of it. Optional rules for weather. So again, some more pictures. I think most of this is the author's work, if not also, I think, Nick Harwood, who's got a great blog. Great after-action reports. You can see that there. Special rules. It's a great book. Peter Andrew Jones. Blitzkrieg Commander. There's the army list. You can see that there. Great photo. Just all the features of the game. I think it's a fun game. I don't know. It's great. So you can get into it and get playing quick, and I would recommend it. I think I bought this actually from him, and I think I have seen it in the U.S. for sale before. That's it. Blitzkrieg Commander. Give it a shot. See ya.